everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm not going to be doing a Fun Food Friday tomorrow, so I thought I'd do it today, just in time for the 4th. So we have something here that is red, white, and blue. Okay, we're going to be making a Jell-O mold, and we're going to be using fresh fruit in it, and it's going to be layered. So let me show you how we're going to accomplish this. All right, the first thing I have here is the Jell-O, the strawberry. This is going to be our first layer. Also get a 2-pan, 1-pan, 2-pan, whatever you have, right? And you want to spray it and have that ready. Also, we're going to just follow the directions that are on the Jell-O packet. So what you want to do is pour your Jell-O in the bowl, right? And the package direction says 1 cup of boiling water and stir it until it's dissolved. So I have my boiling water here. So we're going to do 1 cup. Let's get that in there. Okay. 1 cup of boiling water. Okay, we want to get this dissolved. Make sure you get all your gelatin dissolved in this hot water before you add your cold water. All right. Now, all right, I think that's dissolved good. Now you want to add your 1 cup of cold water. So let's get that. I put a bottled water in the fridge to get it cold. Also, you can, if you want to do regular water and add ice cubes to get it cold, you can do that. But make sure you remove the ice cubes and you just get 1 cup of cold water. Okay, so we're going to pour that in there and mix it all up. Alrighty, now we're going to set that aside, let it cool down a little bit. I have here my fresh strawberries. I washed them, and we're going to cut these up, and we're going to put them in the Jell-O. Hold on, I got to get my knife. All right, let's get these cut up. Move it over here. Now, I'm just going to cut them in quarters. I'm going to cut them in half, and then cut them in half again. The halves in half, like so. All right, on to the next one. And there's no specific amount on the strawberries, how much you're going to put in it. You want to eyeball it and see. All right. Yeah, I figured to get this done today so you have it for the 4th. If you're doing a little cookout or not even a cookout, just having hamburgers and hot dogs inside because it's been so hot, right? All right. All right, let me add these in there and see how many we got. This is nice. The strawberries are floating in there. See that? They're not like falling to the bottom. All right, I'm going to add a few more. All right. This is going to be so tasty, so refreshing. You know, after you have your hamburgers and your hot dogs and you got that, you know, you don't want anything really heavy, this would be it. This would be the dessert for you. Nice and refreshing. All right. I think that's good. See that? All right. So, like I said, you want to spray your tube pan. And we're going to pour this in. Like so. And then this is going to go in the fridge and we're going to let it set up. Now this is good. See, your strawberries are not going to the bottom, so don't worry about that. So this is your first layer of your little, I don't know, what are we going to call it? A trifle? But, yeah. All right, guys. When this is all set up, we're going to go on to step 2. And I'm going to show you what we do next. So let that set for, you know, a couple of hours. All right. Now we're on part 2 of our Jell-O trifle. So what you want to get is some unflavored gelatin. And inside the box you get 4 packets. But we're going to only use 2. So, but before we open this up, in your bowl you want to put a cup of cold water. So let's get our cup of cold water in there. And what we want to do is sprinkle the unflavored gelatin on top of the cold water. And you want to use 2 packets. All right, now you're just going to let that set until they call it blooming. So if you look at it, you can see where it's just like, it's getting thick just sitting there. So we're just going to let it sit here for a little bit to let it do its thing. I can see that it's already getting thick. So it gets thick in cold water versus, you know, the hot water. But have your hot water ready because that's going to be the next step. We're going to put a cup of hot water in it once this blooms. Yeah. Okay, so you want to let this bloom 5 to 10 minutes. And it gets kind of gelatinous. Yeah. So after you let it bloom for 5 to 10 minutes, you want to take a cup of hot water. And we're going to whisk that in there. I'm going to put it in there. And we're going to whisk it. Want to get that gelatin all dissolved in the hot water. All right, I think we got it. I think we're there. All right. So what you want to do now is you want to let this sit and cool. And then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients in our second layer. Yeah, this is going to be pretty, guys. So this is what it's looking like right here. So let it sit to cool, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, it doesn't take long for it to cool down. Once it cools down, what you want to add to this is a tablespoon of vanilla extract. So let's get that in there. So we want a tablespoon. Let me get my right here. I always shake my vanilla extract up. Do you guys do that? All right. Oh, smells so good. And you want to add a can of sweetened condensed milk. Don't get the evaporated, get the sweetened condensed. So let's get this open. And add it. To our plain gelatin, unflavored gelatin. Now you want to do this when you know that your strawberry jello is set. Because this is going to be the second layer, and we're going to layer this on top. All right, let me get my spatula out here. Look how much you get if you use a scooper. All right. Now we want to whisk this together. Get it all mixed nice, nice, nice. Okay, all right, so this is what my strawberry is looking like. Look at that. See it? It's not moving anywhere. So that's what you want right there. Doesn't that look pretty? Just like that. All right, so now you want to take your mixture here and you want to pour it slowly on top. So, because we don't want to mess up our first layer. Make sure you leave enough room for your third layer, because that's going to have fruit in it too. I think we can do it all. All right. So, you would think that you have to put this in the fridge, right? No. We're going to let it sit here for 45 minutes, just like this. Don't touch it, don't do anything, just let it sit for 45 minutes, and then we'll do the last part of our Jell-O trifle. This is going to be very pretty. Right? Right. Okay. Okay, everybody, are we ready for our third and final step? I let this sit for 45 minutes. It has 8 more minutes to go. But while that's still doing its thing over here, we're going to put some berry blue Jell-O. We're going to mix this up. And this is our final layer to our Jell-O trifle. So we'll get that in there. And we'll dissolve it in 1 cup of hot water. Okay. Look at that pretty blue color. All right, let's get this dissolved in the hot water. Make sure your gelatin's all dissolved in there. All right. I think that's good. Now we want 1 cup of cold water. So let's get our cold water in there. 1 cup. And get that mixed up. Now you want to let this cool down. Before we do anything else, let's let this cool down a little bit. Now this is a recipe you will want to do the night before or the day before or early in the morning. Get this ready. That's why I'm showing it for you today, showing it to you today. Okay. So we're gonna let this cool because it's warm and we don't want it like that. And what we're gonna add to it are blueberries. Yes. So when this is cooled down, we'll come back. I'll put the blueberries in, and that'll be our final layer. Okay, once you have your Jell-O all cooled down, your berry blue, add your blueberries to it. And give it a little mix up in there. All right. And we're going to pour it gently on top of here. Now the kids would get a kick out of this. This actually set up a little with it being out of the refrigerator. Yeah, it's not fully set, but it's close enough. So we want to gently pour this on top. Get our blueberries in there. Okay, there we go. Now this has to go in the fridge till it's completely set. So that'll take like maybe a couple of hours, but make sure it's fully set. And then we'll come back, we'll unmold it, see what it looks like. Hopefully we'll get it unmolded. See what it looks like and see what it tastes like. All right, guys, see you in 2. Okay, everybody, it's been a couple of hours. Here is what our Jell-O mold is looking like. Now, the trick is to get it out of this mold. Yes. So, I got this tray here that I'm going to put over the top, and we're going to flip it. And, oh yeah, give it a couple taps. Oh, almost. Some of it remained in there, but look at this. Let's get the rest of this. I'll loosen it, and it's fixable. Just that one part stuck, but that's okay. Oh my gosh, this looks so good, guys. Well, isn't that pretty? Here we go. Now, we're going to cut it and try it. Get a spoon. Get the plate. And because I want it to remain pretty, I'm going to cut it where, oh, look how it jiggles. All right, let's see. I'm going to use this. What a beautiful dessert, right? Look at that. Red, white, and blue. Wow, that is so pretty. Let's try it though, right? It's all in the taste. Oh, I like the way the white part came out. Can you see that? Jiggle, jiggle. And we'll try it with the strawberry. Come on. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. This is really good. Not too sweet. Mm-mm. No. It's not sweet at all. Too sweet at all. Let's try the blueberry part. Mmm. Because the berries aren't sweet, we didn't sugar them or anything, goes perfect with this dessert. Not overly sweet, very refreshing, cool. Mmm. Think about making this, guys. Let me show you the inside. Red, white, and blue. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Love it. Okay, guys. That's it for the video for today. Let me know if you're going to try this. If you do, let me know what you think of it. It's just a little bit of prepping ahead of time. That's all. Yeah. Do it early in the morning or do it the night before. But guys, it's so good. Very, very refreshing. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, happy 4th, everybody. Have a safe 4th. And one more look. I think it came out beautiful. Beautiful. Just that one little pot stuck, but I'm eating that pot, so it doesn't matter. All right, guys. Bye now.